As soon as the girl reached adulthood, her aunt immediately decided to marry her to her own son. It was clear on Teresa's face that she was unhappy with this relationship, but instead of understanding her compulsion, her aunt began to humiliate her. Teresa had been left at her aunt's house by her father since childhood. Over the years, her aunt taunted her over everything, broke her spirit, and constantly made her feel inferior. Gradually, Teresa became extremely sensitive and lacked self-confidence. She was unable to speak up even for things she disliked. Although Teresa and Camille were childhood sweethearts, after marriage, Camille showed no special affection towards her. Every night, he deliberately avoided her expectant gaze, quickly extinguished the candle, and turned his back to her before going to sleep. One day, Camille invited his colleague, Laurent, to his house to paint her portrait. While painting, Laurent deliberately spoke in a light and slightly teasing manner. Sitting nearby, Teresa begins to feel a strange stir in her mind. Laurent also glances at her furtively, trying to read her facial expressions. There comes a moment when their eyes meet, and in that moment, an unspoken attraction is born between them. But Camille, sitting nearby, is completely unaware of this shifting atmosphere. Just then, Teresa's lost reverie is shattered by her mother-in-law's entry into the room. The mother-in-law gazes proudly at her son's portrait. Camille happily announces that he's going out to buy champagne to celebrate the portrait. As soon as mother and son leave the house, the atmosphere of the room changes. Breaking the silence, Laurent smiles and says he's bought some new clothes. There was a hidden hint in his words. Instead of getting angry, Teresa slowly begins to unbutton her clothes. Years of suppressed emotions finally come to the surface. She gives in to the impulse that brought color to her otherwise desolate life for the first time. During the day, she appears to be managing her mother-in-law's shop, but in reality, as soon as her mother-in-law falls asleep, she calls Laurent upstairs through the back door. Initially, Laurent felt a little guilty. He didn't feel comfortable meeting Camille's wife in their home, but gradually, he too became completely immersed in their relationship. Camille, on the other hand, was busy with his work. He had no idea that his wife and his best friend were cheating on him. He would innocently invite Laurent for dinner after work, while Laurent would make excuses and run off to see Teresa. One night, Camille, weakened by illness, suddenly awakens from a nightmare. He sees Teresa sitting sadly by the window and becomes sad. He thinks she might be missing her old home. He had no idea that his wife was drifting away from him because she had fallen in love with his friend. One day, Camille suddenly announces that it's time to pack up. He wants to leave Paris with Teresa and return to his childhood hometown. Teresa's heart is shaken. She knew that if she left, her relationship with Laurent would be over. For her own selfish reasons, she tries to persuade Camille to stay in Paris, making various excuses. But Camille is firm on his decision this time. Teresa, who is usually quiet, suddenly becomes angry. Camille is shocked by her reaction. After a while, he clearly states that the decision has been made and there will be no change. That night, when everyone is asleep, she quickly goes to see Laurent and tells him everything. Upon hearing this, a dangerous thought arises in Laurent's mind. If he's gone, then we won't have to go anywhere. And this is where the story begins to take a frightening turn.